Hi everybody, welcome to Hooking and Stitching Island Style. I'm Antionette, your hostess, coming to you from Deer Island, New Brunswick, Canada, located in the Bay of Fundy. I want to welcome our returning fiber filling members, new fiber filling members. First time here, just happened to come up in your suggestions, and you like knitting, crocheting, Tunisian, broomstick, tutorials, lives, life on an island, working on a ferry occasionally, all kind of shenanigans. Then click to subscribe, the bell, and all, and hopefully you'll get notified by YouTube when I upload a video, have a live, or post on the community post page. As the title suggests, Red Heart Yarns. Well, Red Heart Yarns? What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, what I decided to do was I have bought a couple of different lines of Red Heart over the past year. And I wanted to give you I've worked with some of it, and I plan on working the other ones up and then comparing all of them. Which one did I find the easiest? Which one did I not like? Type thing. But it's just something different. I am not a yarn snob. Let me move my mic a little closer here because I know I'm about to boost the audio. I use all kinds of yarn. Bougie, thin, thick, all of them, thread. I enjoy fiber, period. And eventually, hopefully soon, I'm going to start spinning fiber. Because I've got it in there. The lovely Dawn Aaron is going to help me. So, beside me here, I have two of the skeins of the specialized yarns done. One whole skein done and made up in the pattern. And I will tell you about how it was working with those. The other ones, a couple I just bought last week. I was picking some yarn up for a lady on the island, which I do quite often. And I happened to see this, like, I had 40% coupon. I did 2 orders, so I got each one 40% off. So I thought we would talk about it. Be right back. Okay, I just had to, I just remembered where, I'm missing one, Itty Bitty Stripes. I had gotten some, but I think I gave those away. If not, they're in one of the totes. Trying to find yarn. I have one tote that I have all red heart and loops and threads in. So anyways, let's start. The very first one I bought was Granny Square. Okay. Now, the thing with this here is you're only supposed to have 2 ends to sew in. What you start with, what you end with. I have watched endless reviews of this yarn. I had to do my own. I had to do it for myself. Draw my own conclusions. And eventually I did find my sweet spot, my sweet hook size, which was 5.5. And it worked, and for the most part, it worked out pretty much every time. So I took one skein. This skein here is soft white amethyst. Okay, those are the colors. And that's what the Granny Square looks like. Okay. So I worked up one whole skein, and I think you're supposed to get 14 skeins. 14 squares. It tells you, yeah, one skein gives you 14 squares, and I did get 14 squares. And here, I got some white in here. I was going to start to join them into a project, but here, and they all come out. They were approximately, I think, 5 inches or 6 inches. Anyways, they come out. It worked. So I did the 14 squares. Okay, so that was the all-in-one Granny. It was a learning process, a trial and error process with hook sizes, tension. That was the big thing. But overall, here's my 14, and here's some white yarn I'm going to join them with. What to make. I keep throwing squares. I have a whole canvas tote full of squares to make it into a project. And I do have a couple more of these. I had gotten a couple other colors. Lazy me didn't want to go back into my room and dig through my Red Heart tote, but I did get a couple more different. One's a neutral, black and grays, and another one is browns and creams. Then I bought the Flower Power, and I finally did finish, and I showed these in, I think a live or a video that I finished. And I went ahead onto a Red Heart site, Yarn Inspirations, and I actually downloaded the directions for this thing to make sure. And it makes approximately, I think, 13 squares. I'll look in a minute. But I mean, this thing is so detailed, you know, just over and over again. My head just wouldn't keep remembering. But this is what it worked up as. Okay, this is red phlox. So, and I like it. I thought it was pretty cute. Probably make a nice cardi, you know. And I had gotten some other colors of this because they were on sale, and I got them on sale. I think I got them from Your Inspirations. I think so. And I got them in. This one is Silver Sage. I think it's pretty. And what I'll do is the joining color, I'll get something that contrasts with this. And then this one is close to Red Phlox, but this is called Rosy Disposition. And that's what the square looks like. Let's turn it up right here for you. That's what the square looks like. I mean, I think they're pretty close. They could be used together. And then with this one here, this is what the square looks like. I got this one to partner with it. And this is called Black Dahlia. And that's what this one looks like. So if you look at these squares, they would go together great in a project. So I got those two. And the last one I got, and this one here can go with, it can go with this one. It can go with Red Phlox. Or I can pair it with the one all-in-one granny I got. And this color is called Dried Bouquet. Okay, so that was the flower power. Now, when I was at Michael's this week, Monday. Yeah, it was Monday. I was picking the yarn up for Flo, and I noticed I had seen these advertised or somebody talked about them. Two of the new ones. The first one is called Granny Square Petite. And this is it here. Now those ones, are 5 rounds. I think this one is only 3 rounds. And what I might do is look for a regular all-in-one granny that goes with this, so you have the big grannies and the little grannies, and make a cardigan out of it, or a jumper. This color is called Snazzy. So I thought that would be cute, and you get 32 small or petite granny squares, 3 round granny squares. The all-in-one granny is 5 rounds. So the two of them combined together would make a nice project. Not a whole lot of ends to sew in, and I thought it would be kind of fun. Now, the other one that I purchased was the quilt motif. And you know the colors. You can see my colors. This one's just called Classic. And with this here, you get 5. It says 5 blocks. So they're probably rather large. The pattern's usually on the inside. This looks almost like a corner to corner. But like to do that blanket, it takes 5. 5 skeins of this will give you 25 blocks. So 5. Now all of these use a USI 9 or 5.5. And so far, that's what I have worked with. So my tension must be, you can't have real tight tension doing this. And I've had to adjust my tension as I was doing the flower power and the all-in-one and granny. But I found that it was a lot of fun, only two ends to sew in. And I just thought, heck, easy way to do a project, something I can take to work, that I can work on. And once you finish it, I got a stack of grannies. I've got bunches of bags of blocks that I have done. One is from the Happy Mail Advent block project. The other one is I crocheted up a whole skein or 2 of vintage yarn. It was a cinnamon ombre, and I've got all kind. And then I started doing some smaller blocks with some black yarn I had and leftover cinnamon ombre. So I kind of just did 3 round granny squares with changing the colors. And so just to make a project with. Again, these are future projects. Just sometimes you want something mindless to work on. So once you establish the pattern and you kind of memorize it, you can work on it. And at the end, you have a whole stack of squares that you can put together in a project, whether it's a bag, a cardigan, a jumper, a poncho, a blanket, a table runner. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You know, the only limitation is your imagination. So I haven't worked with these yet, so those will be a future. You know, I'll do a compilation of, okay, I worked with All-in-One Granny, I worked with Flower Power, the Petite, the Quilt, you know, and give you my thoughts on which one I found the easiest to establish, you know, the proper tension and stuff with, and which one was my least favorite, my most favorite, and how I liked how the squares worked up, and what have you. Now, the last two I have, although they don't do a motif, a block, they are a specialized red heart. And I got these last year sometime. And this here is the jumbo stripes in neon. Okay, this is jumbo stripes. Again, these are all 4s. This is neon stripe. Okay, this is a jumbo skein. Excuse me. 482 yards. You know, it shows you there. You can make a blanket. And it takes 6 balls of this to make that blanket. So that's a lot of yardage. This is that's the Floral Beauty Throw. Now this is not as soft as the All-in-One Granny, all of those specialized motifs. They're all very soft. This one here feels a little bit more, not quite stiffer than you know, the old school red heart, but still the colors, I thought it would make a great project. Now I've given some of these away. Who knows? These may be in a future gift away or Happy Meal, what have you. But for now, they're in my red heart loops and threads, you know, just value acrylic yarn tote. And the other one is the same thing. It is a Super Saver, but it is called Bright Mix. And I made some granny squares with this. So again, this and this one and this one are not as soft as these ones here. Are very soft. They are soft. They're like working with Michael's Soft Classic, which used to be called Craft Smart, because the original Craft Smart was like plastic and rough. Then they redid it and it was soft. Well, then they rebranded under Loops and Threads Soft Classic, and they've got the ombre and stripes and all that stuff. So these ones are nice to work with. This one here, like I said, it's okay. I don't know, since it updated, it freezes every so often. So if you're watching this and it's freezing up, I apologize. I still have to set Obi up. But that's what I wanted to have this video was about, was, you know, the specialized red heart. Who knows, I might try to put one through one of the knitting machines. Right now I've got a scarf on the mushroom, and I'm painting on the Addy. Also, I wanted to show you the little, you know, I used to own the store on the island. I sold it last year, and she opened up Deer Island Treasures. Well, she got some t-shirts in, so I bought a few, and they're Deer Island. So I'm going to show you. I've got one on, and it says Deer Island, New Brunswick. So these are like $32 to $34 a piece. So I bought 3. I bought 2 that say Deer Island, one says Maritimer on it. It doesn't say Deer Island, but it says Maritimer, but I love the style of what was on the sleeve and that. So I'll be wearing one of these tomorrow, because tomorrow is the Algonquin Fiberfest. And I've got to mess with my action cam so I can record while Kathy and I are walking around. It's sort of like it's a birthday present. I'm taking her for her birthday, which was in August. So look forward to some video on that. And then, of course, next month, Sis and I are going to the PEI Fiber Festival for 3 days. So lots of content there. Plus, there may be some surprises along the way. And her and I are going to do a live from PEI. We just don't know which night we're going to do it. Depends on how tired we are at the end of the day. But yes, I'm looking forward to it. As far as I know, my next shift, which is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, is my last full-time scheduled shift. Then it goes back to whenever they need me. Well, I'll tell you. I have my application. I talked to you. I might go feed salmon right around the corner from the house. Full-time job, benefits a whole bit after 90 days. And I'm teaching. I put a bid in for 14 classes between now and the middle of December. I am teaching the 2nd and 3rd of next week, October. in St. Stephen. It is a combo class. I have basic and intermediate students. Some of them are only 1-day class, some are the 2-day class. So I am doing that, the second and third. So it's like 6 days straight working. But, you know, I do get tired. I have to admit, I am not 30 years old. I'm not even 40 years old anymore. I do get tired. Part of it is my fault at times, because like I work on a Wednesday, then I go to cards, and then I gotta get up at 4:30 in the morning, and I get home at midnight, 1 o'clock, and grab a few hours sleep, and then I gotta work the shift. Right? I did that last week, and it was my own fault that I was tired. But nonetheless, I do get tired, along with everything else that's going on, and I try to, you know, I get my content out, but I'm not going to put a video up if it's just blah 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 blah, me blabbing, and nothing really of substance, you know, in the video. So, yeah, that's what the video was. I had thought about it. Oh, there goes Alexa. I don't know what, new podcast or something. Excuse me, squirrel moment. Got a new phone. I showed them Sunday. I got a new phone. I'm still working with it, trying to figure it out, putting passwords in and all that. Yeah. So I mean, it's. And then I am downstairs going to, we decided I'm going to move my office into the spare bedroom. And then we're going to put this, what was going to be the spare bedroom, out where my office is at, but we're just going to set up like a day bed. Because I just heard, Barb was telling me about it, that in Australia, if you have, say, a 3-bedroom house, but you're only using 2 bedrooms, they're going to tax you on that 3rd bedroom. So we have a 2-bedroom house. This is my craft room. And what was going to be a bedroom downstairs is my office. So I'm not paying, because I'm not using a room, I'm not paying taxes on it. But that's another discussion off channel. Anyways, so I hope wherever you're at, you're staying safe, you're healthy, you're happy, doing what it is that makes you happy. And remember, hug, smiles, and happiness. Pass it on. Make the world a better place each and every day. Be the light in somebody's dark day. Here's bye for now from Deer Island. I'll see you Sunday for the live and in the next video. Love you all. Thank you so much. I hope you got something out of this video. And if you don't forget to like, thummies, like, share the video, all that stuff there, and leave a comment. Bye-bye. Bye for now.